training say yeah can grano computer IT so aba be ka ho a eno so aboa it wofa eno de say yes e be kon kan pa dia that is the way to go. That is a baby or baby and so ye be previous administration one ye be current administration one so me did say one be one so be shemukina na ye technical education no etime akonkan because without it be difficult say baby e say ye do ne etime akwakodo aha nti
chese na me offer se ba ko de aba ninua ba nipa bia kidnap no baby kaswa Dobumase kaswa Dobumase and ninua ba no telephone number ni enti
na official o ma lodge complaint
and all person police no m1 until with that telephone number no and ode aba enti o se ninua ba na ya kidnap no e wo kaswa Dobumase DOBUMAS and the kaswa Dobumase. Right, skill training, you know, especially at the oil and gas sector. Ma yenhwe na yenye interview ba ko. Yenhwe na yenye interview ba ko. Na there is this paper that I read. Na making kan, you know, the Supreme newspaper. And also skills development is the key game changer in Ghana's energy sector. And it is what skills development is the game changer in Ghana's energy sector. Yenhwe Abranti one of the Scottish universities. Ekoko ye oil and gas mo adisua. Ye Musa no.
Okay.
Sentia all kasa say. Your friend Onas Scobby.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Ona.
Papa.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
A publication in the Supreme newspaper say skills development in the oil and the energy sector is the game changer. Dear na person ochre.
Well, for my mentia what chief na menka say metum catch and you may make the last time I'm no granting interview. It should be about 7 years ago now. I do my friend.
Check.
I make I know yeah. No. That should be third last time because that should be about 10 years ago.
About 10 years ago, need FM here na me no di nkomo.
Okay.
At that time no, now when you face that time no na unye sika say.
It's got it here. My Yakubu Adam. Everybody, yeah, boy, you.
It me person me TSC energy sector no. What does it entail? And what can say skills development a game changer?
Yeah, of I'm say all over the world. And I say, yeah, I'm saying in Kenya or Diana, no, yeah, Elon Musk. I will say at times, and yeah.
Hello.
In New Mania, the chim they'll be to me. I am a forward Juma. Or no matter trouble, and in Kura. 80 years when you the two say Juma, my father skills training and that development and then ma a year and you ma echo kind and a show. Once you could screen now the long run say a training na you to me a boa ma on my course on as a minor and calculate coining and all over the world and also no or share in the IT field that now it's about skills training, hands-on job training and also over oil and gas industry is well over 10 years now. My friend say year 2 with the you found go on my yeah sorry for me
Okay.
Oh, thank you. For chairman, because they are packing Chroma City. It's also a industry, man. I think ya boy who more than be na emre draw say ye ma ye ni ko a year and year a far and time new man. And that for Ghana ye fan we ye contracted by we only a copper abroad for his own expert only the mechumano. If you say when young enya abodin a friend certification baby yes fa na bia obeso okoya dwuma bia no obetumi aye No, for sure, was to say. Apart from the Nima Jumano, I want me to because when you're international certification, and no, and I may born they will say, I can say, a mere edu say, the year Mahama, a car and a soccer set of the team, Mabu, was a new man. And my needs to echo energy sector, he said, the Bema, your Mabuno, the Tia Pa, or Bayan Sunny Yuma. Offer energy sector, and a baby pipe lane. Fabrication, automation, they're all sectors. If you find the upstream, the mainstream, the downstream, both the baby piano, a young coffua, a highly skilled. Now, paying no, I need call for get me a project to be. Ghana has a not in your divers. Who call a pananoa of a young coffua minimum sugar, then so. Because all the need you manage because the better you certification, they say. Ya jina tumu se utumi edo esuko eko esu na ase edi dwuma bi also wodi eno no na me first also yani ko ho na ye intentional ohwe yura mahama true the energy minister ye bagina pa waboya no but no ba say ye upstream industry now for a good 8 years and the MPP fian koso when him say at the moment still there's 3 fields na the Jubilee, the 10, the Sankofanana, Ayura Mahama Dija, Akufa the Noana, that's why you did it. Ira Mahama, Amayacha say, Enche, a year first na year 9 for good 8 years, or more to be developing, or bed or more, or more to be developing. You share him say, look, oil, and so very start operation. Then I say, the activities I walk upstream, it be pigeon mupa ye. Se be pigeon mua, na the Akuyan say, or say, Ghana. Mebuno take advantage. Na no what you hear say aban beboa na ya ma ye mebuno entiepa na ya tumi ahwe say won so be mo international certification te be ya abrofo ne bana say omo ba be ya adwuma wofa dollars in so be tumi ade negotiate based on it na nye da bia ne cities kakra bia e pompom hye ye nkra no ense no wofa so hwe say a year or your sector ya actually good here for the past 8 years now. There are a lot of engineers, Mabra, and a year Juma war, tour, any do ye na ya, ni omuchia, didn't come out. What to me say, almost no, Sabio, you know, when didn't ye, if you know more echo di Qatar, ne, Kuwait, no more, ne, some of the Gulf countries, almost air from Mushibri, almost at the Aqua Dane, Walla to us and so, but me did say, ye, well, as a country, no, this human development, skills development, also my course. So, you know, advocacy and a melody. I've led it, I've seen it. I won't say to my. There be an so work school, school need a class on the Konawafa. The PNY extending hands-on training. Make Kakaya Tinabuchi, and we say, there be your master's degree in a or 1 you know. What the quite Anna, he said, is you who I yes, because I know more of practical knowledge than Abodian and crying. It is also about Jessiana. America for whom say IT industry, no, cost of or more competing with countries like China and Russia, no. Quite deliberately, no, abandoning so institutions, private sector. I say, our modest care almost say, training more. Within the IT space, cyber security about national security concern in America, and because of the American government, I delivery funding institutions, they training a lot of people into cyber security. And what they do is that they will train you, they will monitor, they will mentor, and they will integrate you into placements. And we are not just a Jumano, because America bank and a buano. So now, let me first say, if you're deliberate about training, monitoring, mentoring, and placement, that is integration. A beboy in my Bruno. Now, I'm here.
Now, where you can local content, any skills development, no, a hinishia.
Of I know it falls rightly under local content because Ghana for na training. So and the local content in the Shenekana, I don't know Ghana for any emphasis because in here and the Bassa Okase when experts no corner pepper over. They always beat you to it. And if I say things to say, Frank, you be a company be over big, Mamma, I say, you are a baby, or marry one say, no, any father Christmas, or a pen and faso. To honor your human resource, a better man, cheap year cost, why you find cheap labor, or better, no. It is Debbie say, oh, now, oh, dear, binding, no, oh, binding. So why you deliberate? Now say, why ye, what local content art, no, when me said a bay a bit favor on crop for a bear, no, crop on the bedding, a bit, when you had, which a bit too far with every. Now, when you're so fast, will be, and you know, squarely within local quarter. Local quarter, the TNS say, a year, in a year, no, the Uncle Chair found within a couple of what's a woman for Eddie. It did the home so. And so far, so we trade in this obedience to my year as a cabo kotokuna or more bushing for ne minus everything. Ever conquer.
Enti ediane ba ya yakokoti petroleum hub no.
I think that me MP before the down almost from die. And for me, I think that diapan almost from me. Matiki make a class study the concept of the petroleum hub. Obigaso is overly ambitious. For which reason we feel say why would any private investor they $60 billion ever share an economy like Ghana? People think that our energy space is choked and among of feel say and because of the MPP had a little bit of credibility issues because among of feel so a game, but having taken time to research into it, I believe that a doable a bit to me up because some of the arguments are anti energy hub for an air Nigeria Dangote as a refinery. That's a 650 barrel, 650,000 barrel a day refining. Why would any government in a country like Ghana want to put up separate 300, 900 barrels a day refinery with jetties, with storage, railway? People think that but I can say Nigeria indeed is not an option. Dangote is going through a lot. The $20 billion project now, meaning security-wise, problem, crude-wise, getting the supplies because of the politics of Nigeria. But what I understand the hub when you put it up, it's supposed to be private sector led, for which reason some consortium are taking place. We take it an MOU, and if Chinese consortium a project they say I want to believe someone nice to be so they know where to get the product. How much they are very fine. Government is not committing anything much. Maybe the tax incentives are on mine edema, and the land on mine edema, and the security and then power on the more to me establish the hub or no. For me, it's always good to dream. If the investors are serious, like we've been reading in the papers, and need the MOU more then we should encourage it because of Burkina, the three countries, Burkina, Niger, Mali, the three countries consume 3.7 million metric tons of oil in a year. So 3.7 million metric tons, 80% if Cote d'Ivoire and a year of those countries. Those Sahel countries this year, some money that were colonial masters issue. So they would get offset 20% in the Ghana economy. They've always had issues. And the reason why they pick it from Cote d'Ivoire is because Cote d'Ivoire is closer than Ghana. Because if you have those countries now, you have to go through tracking. Tracking also no volume, there's always the volume loss. There's always accidents. And so also we are talking about the effect on the environment. So if you have a hub that can construct a pipeline all the way from Ghana to sector-led, in less than 7 years, the investor should be able to turn around, not be all combine the cost. The math is there. People have looked at it. The things are visible. The African countries, I think over Nigeria, West African countries, over Nigeria, Cote d'Ivoire, which is doing 65,000 barrel a day refinery. Ghana 45,000 a year quite a refinery, which is tall. And if an investor still say or the could neighbor, no bit me about refining. Now when you other byproduct, and also no bit to me assign a year atom into the system. Now or add value. Now a man revenue cost. Why would they do it? You know that the Chinese and those Suez and other investors, one person to music. So if they want to really invest, and Ghana is an investment destination in West Africa because of our political climate and so on. And every investor would want to come, and it's about time we attract investors. This year, the fulcrum of this economy revolves around the energy sector. So anything you bet to me, they attract investors in the energy sector. I think we need to do so. The ambition, people think so it's far too much and it's too good to be true. But I understand some work have been done. We've been talking to industry players, and we understand that people are ready to invest in it, and it's an opportunity also to take it. I mean, what I call boss, MP, other sectors, and they have a lot of work to do. So if boam if you swap a boamuna, just someone saying that you never Ghana. Why not?
And Kano, Ghana at the onset of say Professor Mills call you could or you go to oye do go for presso and you discover there was this need about you need skills, you need skills, and that BBR just your cocofa abont a cofeni prefer abont. From the period that Professor Mills 2010 or Koye west of Cape 3 Points, Ekokofa or you be the buy you be seen nano. Concrete effort to be a basse you training local Ghanaians in the skill of say you bet me you join the oil and gas sector and also in the energy sector.
Yeah, well, a bio me say this company Red World was such a facility at the moment, but that's a private sector like Namika. There's little much you can do. And again, also say if a private sector trainee, it comes to the cost and you're free. It's also a business model for him to run. There were other efforts from companies which is there were other private companies that came on board. But what I'm trying to say is and yet to the skills are buying mumbe fato no say or and are buying leading it because for most of the time the integration here. When you want to transition or be a training, I always say what do you gain? The training will be who you know manage Juma is like 1 year share. It's different if depending here you might be a woman in training. But what of the panel would training? Now, if you don't have space for the person, why then do you train that person? Some of these companies, will be training when you are doing maybe not a job to your feet, say, well, go and find your way out, which it leads people wondering. We not scanner the training and 1 month or so. We are trying to do some work, but in terms of technical power, for some time, I did when they say it's a technical job and near cover expert, and it serves their interest because if you are collaborating and also partner with a foreign company, now what their projects are, or another foreign company in the person or the workforce now work abuchini biaba in a way no be local say and then it take care of some of their
but not the person here want to say you ni owura aye onas scoby or ye oil and gas practitioner and na aiding komo skills development. He is reported to have said say the game changer in the energy sector. Na mun komo no ne person ye tiase ne hwe se bia ebitimi aboa me position Ghanaian youth to Ghana enough experience in that sector na enti ye kan no ubebusa say obi kura resolve say me pese me gaining more skill in that sector. Besides mo Dundee University ni Aberdeen University a mo kokọ ye no. Just he fa no be chance ye free.
Enuka for the trail I always say oko pay juma. Now can start with the master's degree. I didn't know why. Because you see the problem some of us face. And I'll tell you, sadly, there were a lot of people I mean training by and course couldn't buy of a big quiet on cast.
Upon all the knowledge.
Yeah. Upon acquiring all those prestigious certificates, bit on cast. On my echo and
Ebi graduated from the University of Ghana with masters in oil and gas law, LLM in oil and gas.
Well, for the say such degree, no, the UWO institution now with the pay promotion, now the pay managerial position the health, but pass what the as an entry certificate. Ebi Ghana obenya obi emanabua because of network. But because America, them. Nobody will want to see it. And that was one of the problems I had. Tell me, yes, when I wanted to enter the public service with my master's degree in oil and gas. So I was fortunate there, Minya Akwenya was the private sector. And it taught me a lot. The private sector taught me a lot. I mean, I had opportunity to learn, I had opportunity to lead teams, to negotiate, to lead training models for young ones, and if you offer Kenya training, you know, be of university bar, okra, one engineering, and trust me, they will always need policy. They will always need that opportunity because the theoretical know-how needed when you, but the hands-on practical experience, and also that you may be a person, and then people, they are international organizations recruiting from Ghana. Will be to once you are satisfied. Your exams, when your ISO certification, when your API certification, or all those international recognized certification, when you can be there and apply for a job beyond Ghana. Not your file. Now you're born who can be then come away. People want people, the institutions want people with technical skills because you will take about 2 years or 1 year to train you. No, it doesn't have time. Also, executive projects.
But at least in the CNO. George Grant University of Technology and Mines, Takwa. Just a course, designation, a money fair money de Nabusa who say opportunity be or now, petroleum engineering, a degree in it. What do you make of that?
I need but me what their facilities now is. But you see, the thing is that to what extent, why engineering, I say, when you have opportunity, say be a OE service, and I say OE industrial attachment, while we are pursuing that degree, then I say the OE humanities here, and I say OE pursue course, and yeah, my coin. And maybe a 6 months industrial attachment to be not an okra account or score and when we say baby, targeted a certain skills to be I was a work na practice it now you jaw on bit to me and now read school na say to maybe unsupervised to bit me yes executive say then. And that would be it. I don't know the model they are running now, but from experience, what I realized, they say schools in Ankasana are more like the logistics, the labs, the necessary labs, maybe to me, a training for hands-on. You see,
because skills development there are very key. Now, because will be the petroleum hub Ukraine now can say a laudable initiative for MPP for Kokofad by. Where are their offices? Where can you get information about the petroleum hub?
They have a very beautiful office. One of the beautiful offices, if I say rental place, N1
petroleum commission, Chanwana.
There be Ukojolo, before the Shell filling station. I just
almost okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
a prudential for
but operationally, they are supposed to be operational, which they have not started because, of course, you need to secure land. You need to have people ready to invest in it. Now we secure land.
It is here, Ken. If somebody is to send President Mahama Abbey, now if somebody is to take charge of the petroleum harbor, what kind of knowledge and skills and we here in order to be able to take charge of the petroleum harbor?
Yeah, I think that you need a knowledge in finance because people will be coming and negotiating. We need knowledge in the oil and gas industry because it's about petroleum, also the economics of it. You need knowledge in stakeholder management, also because so that you need to pay them off. You need to engage the community. And you need someone who practical experience in training needs skill development because petroleum have without Ghanaians taking advantage of it, i.e. technical side. They said that why you're cranky because if they're going to put up structures like these refineries and the tanks and then also Ghanaians now also heavily involved. So you need all those knowledge. Without that one,
because skills development say who could have the right skill setter about to say technical and vocational education previous government as mukina no one would have thought to say you bit me concrete effort say ye bema ye ni akọ more and if you say electric vehicles here be hydrogen engines are be.
So what I was saying, that's another point. So if there's a policy, if our policy is going green, if you won't do green transition, I think that by now, I'm training hand for people into EVs. Because you see, the EVs are not like the diesel petrol car. So you talk about automation, you talk about charging and all those that, small troubleshooting and all those ones. Me sure say by now, the institution, if we too much if we, or more years for political showmanship. It's just like one of the preparations has been to train certain people into working on EVs because then you never say a pushy green, then we should be intentional about training people in that area as well.
So tonight I say, as part of that transition, and the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, what me create the Energy and Green Transition Ministry, Nana.
Exactly, it's dovetailed into it because the world is going green. But I always tell people, even the policy of the U.S. now and Donald Trump assistant, and now we are caught in between. So jokingly, I was once asking, where do we stand? Because for the attorney said the Gulf countries are still dreaming of pumping more oil because oil consumption in the next 10 years is going to go up by about 35%. The world is not running out of oil now. We hear the U.S. Donald Trump at the moment, exploration and production companies could be part of one star, one trade. So he has a policy called drill, baby, drill. And the drill, baby, drill is that the policies are by the digital man, renewable energy, what you should be bringing, even on EVs, and then what you should be bringing to give motivation to hydrocarbons, oil and gas. So when you go to places like North Dakota, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, the oil companies, they are all moving in. America, in the last 5 years, have put up 2 modern refineries. So they are going to pump as much as they can because, you see, the revenues come from the oil and gas sector and they're quick. And once you've laid out some policies and then it's ready to be now years ago there, that's where to get those quick revenue to help in your developmental agenda. So for Trump, it was maybe 2 So in his 4 years, the EV, the renewable energy, incentives and policies now by the network just to give boost to the EMP industries now or more production oil. The Gulf countries are producing a lot. They are always going about looking for new fields to explore. So what are we doing? And then, so if we have oil seeded in the Cape and along the Zema, why do we have to wait? Because other than that, there be a development of a product. Now LNG is going so high. If we have gas fields, I don't know what's the
but the point is, finally, before you go, Unasis Kobe, oil and gas practitioner, and they still have knowledge and skill in that sector. And would the country, say, Nigeria, certain communities, even when a year almost a shell, and ama almost livelihoods, I basa crown. Now it's almost a cocofa, abraful lawyers. Now, yes, signed the case, echo outside of their local jurisdiction. Echo coca, echo pebble siade, abrewomo. And Shell continues to deny, relying on technical assessments, saying, you two are your mother, as a ye deny more livelihoods. What do you make of such lack of knowledge in that sector? Say, Debbie and just I didn't could no.
Yeah, but so if you study the politics of the oil and gas sector now, I know say these things are happening. There are few countries, more success story, where the European countries, because of their laws, America, but over Africa, of course, issue of corruption. And it was but in our story, you can say, we've had good stories. What we say, the only problem we've had is for the past 8 years, any activity there, and it's all because of some of these things. It's because of some of these corruption issues. Because we were honest and open. I think that by now, Exxon and Co will still be operating. I believe look oil by now Juma. Ake no more Juma. And I wouldn't have packed out. I was almost relocating to Cote d'Ivoire. They were almost gone because of all that was happening. For 8 years, nothing was happening. They only had those skills that they were. And for a dear Nimono, I am so intentional. Now, more money and the Omonko for a chair. But the Nigeria case is a sad one. And we hope, under Ira Mahama, just like he did it in 2013 to 2015, we will still do it again because of our already say, Neabreso, and 2 fields and a can one, a boosting your production level, a cost, a lot of revenue, to me, a boy, and the development will be to me. So I'm trusting him, with his able energy minister, who has shown so much potential for disability, a certain rebirth of our upstream oil and gas industry. I believe those issues, unfortunate issues, they be in fear. Oh my! If the leaders become greedy,
yes, you are suggesting
corrupted.
You are suggesting NDC presidents. And Chesadebiano, you're drilling from the well. Say Professor Mills, you're drilling from Jubilee. And I just and Mahamas, you're drilling from Chinebua and Nura and Tome. And I feel Sanko Faswabe Kahun. Now, I didn't want to mean and credit MPP for almost so time and a year not your discoveries.
Discovery, why?
Jubilee, yeah, your friend, Kufuata. The question is about drilling from the well and discovery based on the data from say GMPC outside.
The data has always been there. The data all there.
It didn't be before any
no, me. Oh, why I can't take Kofo out of it.
But you can take Nanado out of it.
Because there will be good industry. No, he killed the industry. It was so bad. There were some young guys. So there was former engineer with Technipa. I got in touch with before. And the last time he called me, America. I mean, that's an answer we had because there is a guy with so much potential, and he was telling me the sad story of the industry, the course. A lot of these guys are. Nimo mo. Ubi Hui was a menam Qatar, was a menam finance, Dubai, we was a menam Hasi. So by the year Mamma Jay, Enanka, Akufuado, 2 hours. Anka 8 years because we should be having 2 more producers. Two more producers.
But at least Nyanya Ghanaian in the person of Kevin Ochre, Springfield. One also no.
Is a poor handling of that situation. But I don't want to go so much into it because I think the case is still in court. They are not out of court yet. But the MVP's poor handling of that case, and you see what you do is that you end up losing investors, possible investors, or more person, you end up losing those who answer. Looking at how you are handling your existing investors.
Right. Young fancy, I say, now, okay, we say, and I will be nam Dubai, will be nam Qatar, will be nam Kuwait, and now Unas Scobby there on an appointment, visiting appointees of President John Dramani Mahama.
They're going to teach visiting appointees.
Mommy, next week. Government Assurances Committee. Okay, and no. It was so bookie date not to say March 29. Medobe court na Wakako Frau Mame, Betty Modi Drisu, and Ofa, Alex, Mood. Na yako Ankas, Gritia, na Mamie Piadonko. Wakako Tanasa na Yakwako no Musikasa. Right, Unas Scobby, oil and gas practitioner, and skills development, he tells us, is a game changer in the oil and gas sector. Yamra name penny for Swatanasi, now Yamagan.
And no more better to me Baba no one no. Come so to me. Hey, I say, hey, now Becca. Ya John to mommy and Sa Duku, Portomanto. This way chocolate drink. Nakan or she, Amphibian Suberi new our renia. This way chocolate drink. Nakan, yeah. Oh, I say, we don't come on to more. Maybe one wants to share crowd your home. Who had your weapon home? Okasa Batatia, and a form one. This way chocolate drink.
Cratch up a pair, Baba Wari.
I say,
yes, I said this way chocolate drink. Yes, sorry, no pan on yeah, bishop free genome snack. Yenya ho anu ye de serve wo mo. Ye didi wie ne ye pebibia bogu ya de so a. This way chocolate drink ne yanom. And this way no ti anu a, he se kire wom, koko wom, brick wom, bibia wom. Ade wo hia ne so se.
This way chocolate drink.
De wo hia ani so se.
FDA ahwe se adwede nkratoe mo agye atum se eye.
Nipa enyi no na nani ahode ebafo empo emabunu bi ebre ewo anim nanso eni yade biara wo no mekanfo Optovision Eye Clinic ediamao. Optovision Eye Clinic provides diagnosis and world-class affordable treatment for all eye diseases including glaucoma, cataract, any yade ahodo pi. Dia yasronko kra ne se Optovision Eye Clinic wo quality designer space ahodo ebe fatal send ye wo penny biara it is awani ya oya anasa wani ahode abafom anasa wo pese wo ade here unim ba bi esesa wo ba Optovision Eye Clinic.
Call us on 0553 270806 or WhatsApp on 0558 517556. Opto Vision Eye Clinic.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Neat 100.9 FM. So any now and then Wednesday, February 19, 2025. Maji,
Baba.
Skills development.
Yes.
Skills training. After so Ashanti MPP. Almost also say self introspection.
In fact, what found say Ashanti MPP the understand the American no. Say na kwakwa age. And they say one more report no more report on it all. Because report no Ebra MPP edi nkunim no a wo initiate committee say wo mo enye hwehwemu mfa nkunimdie no mudi ye ho no sa report na san komodi ye adwuma ba meji medi se o ma mfa ye adwuma enti Ashanti region ye ne sa region bia kra ye ne dia ka ofa na ye region bia ye ne dia na fe professor Michael Kwe committee no so asan afa so biem so ho no ma fa so biem na tese o mo no gbo akire hwa se wonim se ye ka se funding ni nyina but wafa wo ye mom na mutimi enya solid ground say who the reasons the enti ekoba na sa na eboa party na I think it's better so enti it is one mama report no ma report no enti so mo dane dane ani one mama the realities na nkasa no enya adwuma on it na wa skills development dia wo bibi ene wo cha America e say ye no na e control economy trillions of dollars so say the city enti say ye ma yene ekon papa say me yene ko hwe manfi students ya robotic wo mo call ya I think I'm say wo mo call US ana wo mo ekọ wini ye wo mo nyina no so it's about time ya chance ye develop wo mo minim say bibi say ekoso a ye develop wo mo nti wo fa it is the way to go aben bia no say ye ma your technical and vocational education no your priority because that's the only way oman no there be a can yes $1 de kofa no ama yes $1 kofa no ama no nim no ama na kofa na ye nipa na ye wo ho eno na meni kodo dam ado ye di nkoma na ye bi say won say inti machines na ye no ama ye dimi nkra bi ma ha na embe ya na say machines na microphone ya it is a machines na bi ntimi ma say machine na ye console ya enti ye ntimi say machine na be ye bibia ye ntimi nya no ye ntimi hwe na ma na de nyina na ye say ye benya the human resource no ebe available na skills na ye adwuma na yetimi ya procure such your friend is saying yetimi establish such industries e betimi abo do fa no dia me say obi a ne focus no wo bia na ma say yes because fourth industrial revolution na ye ka ho asem no sebe enya no hunu ne ye de ka
some technology
nti se no mani nyina na say yetimi hwe ne keka bom na ema ye technical vocational education and say ye toto na se bako if I his excellency John Mahama ya ade say me hwe animu say odi besi ne so baabi abandada na ye koduru ye bi ono so mba beto aso mfa free honko na ye hu say ye technical and vocational education no ye toto na se because enu de betuma ma o man na konkai over
ade Owura Patrick Awuku of the New Patriotic Party atnase na MPP in Asante self-introspection group zoning Ashanti into 5 zones. And Dennis Kwakwa, Utito na no money be so why won't mean come once because official report in my na yes.
Hey,
O pese si ene ma wabonti wo. But if was afisem. Enye ntmagu na osi di hata bonti yo. O dey say Yohana enuano ma ndisifo. So ko ye home report. Open na munya bi kan. Report master ADAKABRI onko na nya bi a kan yo. Mitie manya bi ankan, magje kura nya bi ankan. What do you say? Yes, it's good. Say, what call elections? Na anku yi amaye. Ehun hia pa say bunkompo ehwe echi. Na ye hwe de nti e man ko ba asa. What do you say? Enema ni bu ha obi anim say is already in the public domain. What do you say? Enema ni bu ha aban no eye ediba ya amwa party no. It's already in the public domain. Obi no bit my catch say Ashanti region akwan any interchange bia near say your mom ntimi anye obi anim. It's already out there. What do I say? Bibi to say roto ya see be ye frequency. E mu kra so de ka say no we dey emfa. What do I say? Even the fight against Galamsey. Grano, hey, I did be so high. What do you say? And you know, yes.
And notwithstanding the performance of Aye Nana Danko Kufuado, especially with the Free Senior High School. Na MPP ni bit me I can't fact finding committee say or you're arrogant.
Oh, well, yes. Mishia Baba will be a o twam na mete me shop anim na e di nkomo onye duru ho na obesrete honorable worry na mzo aden etu di nkomo sa no so in fact there was nothing wrong with Dr. Baumia but enana nado akotena fie no o hia hemfo a on kanchom so mo nsore na on chia ho. What do you say? Catch them straight. Obi o twa match them ni din komo catch say and then another akotena fie a okuhia hemfo a on kanchira hemfo no so mo nsore na on chia ho. Enti no so okuhia obi say obra wo ye investigation. What do you expect that person to tell you? Will tell you this. Also,
and can that be a real reason why Ubi to Aba na on to Aba?
One who say offer about to use so yeah. The major issue no one more would come to person monko to Aba. It cut across the constituencies. What do you say? The major problem in within the MPP party form say monko to Aba. And some of their reasons they say yeah the back today or think the back today o bosompi. Ahon so oni mo bia wo ho. Opo amana sisa from day no kura de akobo ne house amano. Wanya obi amana moa no. Ebi ekowi ase no okopes besia bi na ekotwa de ma obi. Na nipa no yes ade ne ma no. Obeka cho so time o de be kwakoto aba no. Anso de be kwakọ campaign ma party no. O de ye adwuma twa se besia no. What I say? It is sane ma no ade a edi party no enya. So enti no obi wo so when you say delegate, that delegate at the end there ade bi as party no hwe ni yie pa because o vote ye ba ko pem so vote ye ba ko pe na obi an ne tifie e bia me kasa kura no o nko na wote onzo on ne yere ne ma na tifie ozo committee aba na so oba no kita free di aba ene edu about so de ene onzo fa onzo be kacha fa bibre na onzo nkoto ma wo enti ye woni ma ni bu ho ha yes within the circles no yehu na mjirse party no bitu so na mo
ma menya interview back on famra political scientist at the University of Ghana professor Dr. Kwame Asante na Musa no say right after the loss na MPP na Asante commissions fact finding data collection to ascertain the basis for the monumental loss ahead of the national MPP Krano taking such a step. And what Neya Yadi reporter, regional chairman, what could that do for Ashanti region? Dr. Sasanti Moha.
Yeah.
Doc, now what to say we?
Oh, me, Yamene.
I did remember Ashanti MPP in a self-introspection. Go out right after the monumental loss. Go looking for information as to why they lost, collect data, and then disseminate same. And with the former leader of the parliament, Osachi Mensambuso, presenting such report to the Central Regional Chairman ahead of the national MPP in Accra sending out the Ukwe committee. I didn't remember my sir.
Aristotle. Many minister. What can politics on a wabi mupano? Or the Casa Bijoy. Na, and then, myself, so Namasanga T. Also, the unexamined life is not worth living. And unity, say, what are the Oshe, what's the term? Who to me near Coso. Into be up to one. That is ocean. No one near call, near a court show. As you near coursing, Nasa Uluchi and a Mundiwa, waiting. As an MPP, one I am group, make a baby on more than one car, a yes, and and yet, so, sir, depending who you always say, my interest and region report of Naya Nania Coy and Young Antiasi, Nayam Faber thing, may you see it, Niam Van intimidated, sir. I'm betting when I would get a Ayanoquan. Yankan was a party in Angasa be nationwide. Needing Tamtamaran, Yanjani Santino, Aquay, na Yanino, a Demufia, a Ninti Bribiano, Bribia Mkui or Senna, Washer Show MPP Muna, at the same Nicopa, Water China National, where you want them. Why, but what's in the young and Toto? And I'm at the intermediate there. What one the other washer? National Council one day back. Also, when you're in the Totoma, in someone said, a baby, I had a baby, I had a say. Yes, then you better, a babby in the home, then you be snow. Now you're quiet anymore. Young or one neighbor person. To be did say, as Uncle Mona Kosovo, and be been for Nagam war, Santi region.
Nti say comments about the former president Ubia ne tenua asun etwem oko yet snipers of it will say drew ni chefa I know or arrogant I now or he doesn't listen to us na so okikaki can send you on more as a no onwini party no ho ubusa say why they bet me I'm making this comments to the president.
But you comment to the president,
some people were making certain comments about the loss, referring to former president. Now to me, you use such papers like, we use such comments like, I or no nema, your friend is saying, ye lusu ye nana, untie, afis no arrogant.
Satasano, did say. Asama Bainti, make Asama about the MPP, Eddie, Nkukunti, and so many people are obeyed. Nemo, Ushe, Niama, Yana Kudina, so no one to a bar. And so many people are, and Crofuna, Nemo, Mabatu Ankasa, and Amo Bisa, Abatu Ankasa war or Memani, if you much say, economy number one. And it is economy doing Tema, Asamaba. And super akwampa akania mechire infrastructure development, the fight against corruption, Katasha pro Albichiase and Huniama, and Union account. Nemo and near Wakano will be war near an internal party politics, an internal democracy, a war MPP, a Hona Santa Monamedaba Koshe. Say more party man. It's an essay relationship. A relationship with the overcome mechanism. Nemo ever say. Unkwea na utume kasa, nintume nkasa dia, na ye kanto bi. na no na wore ka kire ye wura gugu ado de no ye kan kan yo oka won ke wudi di won kasa na eno na mi bizazi aden na bro ho na ko ko ma so na nya pu bru an ga nye ni ye okon na wodi an na mo so asi atoro ya ba wam na efi a osu atewatoi en wodi ewu o de na semu ni amanyo semu no we ya kuguduru nya ye kan se enyo yawo enye hwe wo asem a twa wasem na mmom nfa nye adona opani bi nye se wo don na nti undumi nka na se ana se sabe wa afuru ne obedi egu mu nti undumi nka ne ma hawo wo de yesa pre efe wo bedu baabi a nkwanta ya fere ne nkwanta of lamentation efe ze wo beti mpanimfo na bibi mpanimfo lamentation kwa yiwo wona no dem ayo sun na ho ne ama onni akuguduru ka kire mpanimfo na wo baagi opani sadi ara mu aye na wodi yeduma na mu ma ye se ye na hu ye mfa ne aduma dia ene na nkobefie ye kwa na ya sangaba wo kwa wo besangaba na mu wonye wa je so wo de be aduma na se efi ne kon wontua na monpa obi di party na nim oyo opani oye hina o da party na nima o da party na ne na sembi wo ho na te so wo ka wonya akukuduru nta na nyesa asema ba yi na peru ba baka eno nde aya ne gbogbo bi entie so akukudu wonya e be party politics no wo se wusura wuni wudi nzu azuro
usura wuni wudi so amensuro now enti ansana obekọ no just on the side of it the office of the special prosecutor has come out with a press release stating say they've received communications a former Minister for Finance, Kenneth Nanaya Ofuriata, wama a firm indication that he will be in the jurisdiction of the OSP by May of this year. And for that matter, relying on the firmness of that date, they are taking his name off the wanted list. And now they can say that he's not fleeing from, he's not fugitive from justice. So wama dia, and they will insert his name. What is this about this fugitive from justice? Coastal nations across you.
ADAKABRI ni unim mmemisi amraye binya lawyer na mekira madwene. Metieti lawyers na nso me madwene to ho. Me question ba ko a na how madwene I was answer mu nse. Wo ye letter na me lawyers de ba ni dika. Wo say so be ba ne de where's your member na we need to obeba sa indefinite adi na work woman na wunya kasa na pe na just say we ya some na di say do that on person obeba we did this as communication na mo yo nanka senia work ni say wo ma date also obeba say no na ne lawyers we di kan beto abonten a anka ni ni say anka dede ene ni ma ko si anka baba nemum achia nemuye nia den ne se sa lawyers no aye ogu for that lawyers won achiro about abre special prosecutor say me nura no obeba na nsempa bi awo no na bisan ho na ye twen yo sa da ne da ewurade ahye so obeba won ye pese ye minye ni se obi a waye abana djuma wusuru nkuntagu esa ne constitution wo kan ada preamble wo se niema bi a yedije tum se ye pese e wo yan abrabo mu ebi ni probity accountability and ndio bi a wo ya abana djuma woni se debi wo ho obo so debi nkunta na edu sa ada na nyakukuru na ba mi je di se owura no wa kukudu obeba sepo na waba be tie na mpanimfo wo no so won so nsempem bi wo no obesu sa ntesu na tumenu na yenze a ye omanko ye bete na supem
the crack no President of the Republic John Dramani Mahama and as per the rules were declaring assets and consequently assets if I say appointees up to the end of next month they should all do same as the rules will work. What do you know what I'm saying?
Ayasampa nemu mempese esuhara minimum say worry mrana as a declaration mrana worry ho adwuma asatem is any wo ho dey any fit for purpose So ko chiro bi ya she group ma obiere nhu je se debi asama ba no wo kwa ko bi wo fro ni ba go se ni am di she mu na ne no na wo sa amra na de won eye no won ambo men eninti eye me de se omeni repa kwampa bi so na won asakram akoni aba ne anwene eninti sempani fu ayo ngadu so obasakram won sakram no won fa bibia wo de be shema ebebia na enye ase declaration keke na mum eyo kwan bi aye fa so ya ye di corruption ano ke passe che na pro ye di tuwa yem enya asset ni se ye declare keke ye declare ahwe se wo ba ban adwuma no eyi na wo nti wo kwa ye hu bi fo pra ye bi sa mo azam efei won ti omu nyemu se wo kokora na wa ko nti du nti adu no du ho an che kora no bi ayi tikanipa nti sa ko mo no wo yem na ye hu nti se wo pe du wo sakrema me wo mu yem na mo wonye na kronkron na ko na mpeta mo
right nti aseda ana Dr. Kwame Asasante yede beda o
so me da se nura
yo Dr. Kwame Asasante ana ono so ordinary comments kakra e dey am now Randy Yapa aye owura Amaliba of the NDC so atnase na yetimi ahwe the way forward
nti no say na me ka no enema ni bi wo ho ayi nim say definitely yakwa bontin no we expect people so mbeka ho asem what you say nti no sanye Asante region etimi adikan no mo adikan aye omo findings ade ho report akakoma chairman no me gidi sa chairman so be so because yentimi transfer Asante man influencer it ni o se ye fa ho bia no o se ye fa wo so e wo se wo je won so bi tum se me ye bibia ye se man ye ne yie no ADAKABRI enne awia wo show mu na di ase na o ka se botu okro ka obekin kan krata bi
yes
ampa wudi wa no asem so so wa kan se bi fa yinua standogbe ho ama anyene de ne lawyer fo atwere wo emfa ho no wo kase ni wudi an waje wo ya de a eso ani and in the same way no the findings ni bi so bi mu say e bia ne kasa ne ye na sana mutu bi otu ye so e ka ho bi e na die koduru saa ye be expect say di pa so be di atum e wa ho brase kwan so ne yatimi amend ye ways na yatimi akeka ni emasi ani na ya come back strongly in 2028 what you say into no ya minimum say national so eyo omode na ni nyina nko wie no ye pese ehu nie nti a ekoba ne sa na ye correction bia esese ye wura Justin Kodua Frimpong aka no baby bebre de chopper e na magana fo ene party ma me did say ye be koso ayesa e de asisi efi asem ADAKABRI nyensem ni nyina na e ba beto abonte aka ye be ka de esese ka no dem asem de ese ka na abonte so ma enua no ma maraba no so tibi so ye be ka ma tibi no so ka bi kakra yes enye de
my yenti Amaliba so
ntino
na se eja o board so nti so ya no hwede akokwa
and so football meeting there by
me share list of board be say I me try in bated breath Amaliba din beba oh me kan wie ye no so manye ni say board membership ni dia mem na sa chance ye bi sa ko ya particular board bi o Amaliba ye mo atrase
bajo so you see, birds of same feathers, they confuse their owner. Wow, Inti, some a coffee baby, I don't know, in any case, overseeing, even Master cry, and Crawford, whom say, I'm so party about with the edge of worry. Some of the comment the parents are. One can just me chairman party about my and in any case, one can just me near.
Hey, Amaliba.
And I'm a warrior from a trouble on this. No,
I never quite Japan, so party babemua. O shasha de cran and say, nkofo feel so party ba mu na wonya sa atade.
For a very good reason, I decided to maintain the way I appear in opposition for the last 8 years. Mas I'm 3 pieces na me share that. Until me catch say Mahama Baba mu me party o until me share 3 pieces. No, na me share 3 pieces that. Okay? Me na me bag ekuta me designer bag. Na ekuta me for opposition. Until na ekuta me cast fufu bia. I say me tempo aro na me timanwe mu dada. Oh, na for CM I see the work to bring Mahama and NDC back to power no as a communal labor and the service to Ghana. Maka we ne mensa kabium and the cross Yankopon Jimmy Kra. Me de niji ebe kwa asamado. Sanse maboa mayede openi bi ene na ban abesi akonwa so a wodwene wo man ho ye ntoto ye Ghana bi di. That's my joy. Nti you know say aban omampeni kai wo say o be boa me na me so haboa me na maban ne nkoso a eye ni munyam hye ene de ya aseda na botai na nkasa de say the aban be na aban ne be dwen Ghana ho na Ghana tumpo. And President Mahama so far so good. No wonder 74% of Ghanaians say the nation is back on track and we are on the right direction. I can only wish the president well. Na membo me nua penny Sam George Abaso. Sam bebe wo bia ya minhira.
Two radio station mo.
Bia what do ministry no fa no. Oh, I can only wish you well. I can only wish you well. Say Yankopon ma onyansa ne nkwatenten eni ahoden. Na ma woni so de hunu de bia obeda be yane bia no. Nya adwene foforo na fa bo ministry na fa bo President Mahama. No ninkunim. Bebe ye kwakodu no wafa. Ghana need a rescue. Ghana need to be rescued. And we have rescued the country. And Krofobi je omo my be rescue o my no. And that's our joy. I have no doubt that Ghana will develop ma Nigeria backroom. And the MPP for CM. Minkan say one of the most disastrous event a better political party. So bejo unfum so atum in opposition. At the time when I was Kwenya, so beji samfum so na tumu. No wa ya untutu ye wo hona. O se David. Sabio omano over 32 million. Obi anim yansa. Eje mu nipa mienu miensa na nan bia na amambu ne simu na so no. Dokoye busuafo no na mu nim yansa. Ah, and then you are panting. And before mo bob na. Mo homete. Omampeni kufuado in opposition or J party no de share ne bo ne dantamu e de bo na se. Baby no de party ni fa no. Na emwa mo. Afoko mo amokoto abayi wo mo de bad na oye. Odi akuma ani aso esipa edisi omasne etutu omo te say esre or party headquarters. Bema be ne kasa o MPP mu. O kama no tum. Nipa party fo akoto santene de mra. Ya mo ahyehyɛ wo. Na mo nyina empanyin na mbanu suma ye banu na hwe. Enti mo party a mo aye mo mra. Se kwan ye be fa so ayi empanimfo nie. Mo fa kwan no so akoyi empanimfo no. Opening na odi eni mu no se David mintim ne sankofo na party na koyi wo mo ne wo mo nya adwuma. Ofa kwati kwan bia so yi empanimfo ni fi wo. Party fo ka mo no tum. O man pene ku for fam no mu e opposition. Ena Ghana ye mistake e di tumi share nsa. No time sa kuma no be si o man no so. E di yin na e shebre di share dantam. Pia ko shebre don ko don home for the last 8 years. Yankopon na ye yadom. Ya ne yade ho. Ni yade ho kura ayen sanko so no biom. Afina mo nam mo jari ntre. Tega na form mo na mo party form mo na mo ni ntem di ntwo. Hey, over 2016 me kai say NDC lose here. Yes, set it up. That's the Dr. Kwesibotwe committee for a similar purpose. They was on before kai. Mu diate mo kruma si atwetwe. Kan sempi. Someone sumo ye biye on. Oh, the hypocrisy. Me over, I have no doubt. Said 2028 about what Yakopo Yadoma Yebekoi, and people will go back to Ghanaians and solicit their view to prepare their manifesto. One baby. But I like it because NDC will continue to be the pace setter for Ghanaian politics, and will continue to be a party that builds, not a party that destroys. Enti adieba ko betimi ama MPP a survive and say one when they a free consultancy me dey mamu. There is a political doctrine. If your opponents are killing themselves, don't advise them. But when you're out of patriotism and national cohesion, you know, I will advise you. Be umbetene be a mompacho. Mompacho, number 1. Number 2. Empenin for the to me ma omoso omfansom. No mo de ye ahunya de di mensa na ka bensa ne dwe wo man no so. Ebinim kra afon man japade afa oral team asopo any reporter come man penia. According to that report no $20.6 or $9 billion can be recovered. And bringing Sunamra and in Crawford started a dear. Mamun conform friends for wine na concubines for who? Some they could advocate for more freedom. Leave them. Leave them. Let those whose sinful behavior in government, let them atone for their own political sins. And then number 2. And the last thing is that you should begin to live by your words as a political party. Now, more property owning democracy, how you acquire the property, nobody knows. But everybody must have a property. You don't get property like that. Work to get it. And that corruption now, my nickname, you should do well to detach yourself out of it. I think say moya san no krana and a bit more boamo, but President Muhammad need ye na the obebano so 16 years or 8 years to trim. Now no so be the chase to be weird.
One ever.
Me say President Muhammad.
President Muhammad children one ever.
So be beba.
And ADAKABRI say educate here.
NDC will bring a candidate. Automatically, there will be a candidate that will lead the party again.
But
speculation. Because you knew what. But definitely, will be Bedi Muhammad. Not two ways about that. NDC will not go in 2028 election without a candidate. There will be a candidate. And a second candidate knows about the vice. We are, as traditionally, you know, accustomed to NDC. And you're likely. Oh, wafa. Maybe a meeting with yebo party won't come. Oh, and this has to be
the act of that self-introspection.
Before, on what you saw Mon Trefo. Mon shed ye President Mahamaye. Nanka at least. Kwanye wabono kamonso mon fasubi. Committee na mo set no. Openi obenfumu okuni Aaron Michael Kwe, former Speaker of Parliament. Over. Papa no dear friend Hanamano. Special ice water. He be a chill puffy fridge for mano. On no man 5 minutes or better this year. Oh, ka we didn't ya kepe. Home no pay. Now when I'm not yamre. Come on, pam rent yet to send me senior brother or to a committee no Kawiana. Uncle Ubi. Hey, you, oh, yabo. Hey, the Doka committee. Even in opposition crowd, still you are protecting positions. Opposition position, what the other? Modern brand here, Mujasho, Mumu. Bet me will few more acomia and penifone to me call a quacky data, dear Bremo. Namuda Stumu, your mano, and also still a more jaddy among penifone and Cocrafone say they should carry it. Gocrafo way sooner, or Modonco opposition ammonia 38% no. And the MPP there, I think are saying only 38%.
It's not. Correct. The misinformation is becoming too much. There be
41. Still less than 44, right?
And then I quoted
less than 44.
Oh, there be
less than 44.
Code no propaganda uncle.
No, propaganda. Can't now feel it. Correct here. For you can correct, but I know some we are 38%. Oh, and I'm going to say 88 MPs. We are Muhammad. What those is the birth? You don't move, Bruno. Oh, they never go now. Oh, so over. Oh, change someone MPP for no car. A whole name my this radio me to President Mahama appointee somewhere a Bamon Peninfua NDC to me abedi and some. My this radio me to money and no. Mpenin say Unyonko boy you say the boy you say she and also nsu dia ho. Afenso ye hwe obi kotwa ne me ayekuru. Omo nsema mo ka bi ni say party ma omo nti omo. The party for no crampo call appointees in chain crampo you know, is it Honorable Asifua, right? So call COB office or Pamono. That attitude of expelling people and preventing them from coming closer. As a party member, if you hear the big credit, what foka a free bear north with them if you know who are about cra. No about 20 office. About 2 or 3 occasions. No one to meet you are. Or you could feel for the buffon echo. And to Numa MPP 4 year a show on party base of buffon. Ne discourage you or more. Your man fakuma pa and your man ne you must say I'm walking at Tano. My answer in Shebi. And I know very well that the team of people are actually President Mahama will never repeat the kind of things the MPP did. And I even like it the more when Noman Penin and Casadana all swear in the first batch of ministers, or they two when him a bomb say, a Juma Mokwa Koyeno, a Yagana for Juma, Juma Yamudia, Mioman Penin Crampon and Yamidia, and Timamufona a Tuaba, Amamia and the Santimedia, Palmo, Yina Quenya, a Yababesomno, 2 minutes Nipano dia Maya, and for 2 minutes for Nipan Bumian Sumo. Yayan, sir. Ebema Timamufona ya kono na bribia no common check or pretty me on the bema. And no so betting aboa my party for party maso so ekoye juma my party na. Sabi you obin koji sika no akoye party juma. Na so nim say me party wa bemu say me company bi ho me fa fo no me frɛ na ofa. E bi company adwenkyere bi na me hia free ni nkyɛn. You know uko villages na so funny. Enkrofo to me bochenku amu village dance group sa. No ya frɛ me. Adanya Olu, your friend, your tone catcher, and boys, is sharing your person, your tone, can I can't say, you know, just like that. But Omofra, follow no Macasano, they are happy. Oh, and politics at this recent time, no, a new man getting here, particularly service to the people. Let the people know that you are there for them. And I like it so much. Giving a choir man penny Mahama, a fashion. There was this village in the eastern region. Now, students may be a school. About what time you get to a shenechi. Now, for so across in Shuno. It was very, very risky. Video number 2 about 10 pen President Mahama order I say. Regional Minister and call her baby in that chrono. Regional Minister call. It was followed up by directive from the Defense Minister. My engineering regiment of the Ghana Armed Forces. Echo Mandem no can say Diana and Kolana Faso, Moko Diana everywhere. Omo sea bridge, Papa, and they are crossing in Shunoma, Timamufona, the Etimia.
You try to get free ho.
You must try to get free ho. Now I'm over bridge, no.
Inyanwe bridge, no.
No, me say I'm over bridge, no. So
and you say, and how do they cross?
Probably there might be alternative route, and I believe that the construction, as was stated, no, will be done quickly to meet the commotion between those communities, for the people. But
okay, let's move on.
Say, leadership of service, responsive leadership, it's very important. Me who video be a non-collabi no madam no more a didn't come more class. Now share in that classroom hot here. And share you cry picture number 2 social media. President Mahama went there and commented saying, and I believe some of the location now quickly the regional minister or okay, young for this is, but the regional minister has school word and put them on. Something will be done immediately to solve those problems. This is just by the way. Okay. But I know that over a brass will say say there is dividend in politics, and political dividend it must be shared equitably irrespective of where you live. No be answer Canada over. I have been so in it here who here say beka once. Dum so be a koshu krumha.
You got the next one. Okay. The next issue is about skills development. Okay. And the Supreme newspaper published a story and attributed it to Unas Escobi. Oil and gas practitioner, and he was telling us skills development is the game changer, especially in the energy sector. Ike is also London, and Ike Boite is saying, "Good afternoon, ADAKABRI. I hope you are well. It is true that skills development is the way forward, especially when university education is expensive and there are no jobs at the end of the education. I worked with Skills Funding Agency and the Mayor's Office in connection with apprenticeship for about 2 years. It is the best way forward because they will come out with qualifications and experience. But it has to be done properly. Anna or they buy. Mama Alban Shasia, you free university, and yeah, equip your home with what skills, as opposed to say, Ubeko practical skills training. Na say you can yabako say mono. Yes, when yan sa no juma. What are your thoughts?
That's the way to go. Mamenka say, yes, I'm free moon would have ended up being either a mechanic or a mason or a carpenter. You know, with that skills. Some say, Brana me, you know, what no class that on to raffia palm fiber. No, so then so cha bedi no. It me could chat now. Different sort of cars. Every car be a meeting me. Oh, me car the first time I didn't to build the aircraft fighter jet power me village. Me chef free me bra. Senior high school in textbook back now me chef play na me shebi. Oh, me GD o village you up. You get it, huh? Once I blend now you play no. You see, that was many years ago, about 40 years ago. I checked. So, skills development is the way to go. And I think that Ebra Sumpo say, yeah, various courses are here with schools. When you have skills training back home. Obi the sound common way chairman. I don't know how true it is, but what he was telling me was that in advanced countries, I mentioned Japan and China, for example. So Oko school now Oko humanities, be it business, marketing, those courses now. Almost the 1 semester or 2 at the batch demo, something about electrical installation, how to install meters, or carpentry, those kind of handcraft. And it's a whole year school. Now, Obafi na munyanya Juma in the field that was graduated with Aukuta certificate now. Nimdiana Ushia was school that practical skills we show you. A bit more warm, more brano, at least for some time. And I think that is the best way to go. For example, when you say Ghana has this year, Upa check it, or more musi dying, and in the construction industry, I dare say, majority of more POP are either Togolese, okay, or Nigerians. Many of them. Besides that, one modern friend is Pegola. Almost sit down here now more than Tabu be as a woman. Almost says Nigeria for the debate. You get it? Omoko other places, they learn it. No more Baha. You won't say effort, then we adopt it. So we share even how I see installer tiles, crana. You know, that skills work, largely other neighboring countries, or more immigrant or more common or more. But Yankasa, just few people know how to do it. 2020 and 2024 manifesto. Skills development is so pronounced in these two electoral documents. Now, the informal President Mahama vision to advance that, motive was during the time wana omo develop 2 oil wells. Sankofa 10 and is it in Yura, right? First, Western region. Over the oil industry legal regime by requires that company outside because investor neighbor there must be a foreign content, a local content. Now, local content, the skills are to meet some of the requirements was lacking. For example, no munya undersea welders. And interestingly, no one in the country had that skill. How much me welding, under the sea. And so we need that skills now. How do you even implement Emra wanka sampuaye ewa woman? In addition to that, and there omo sidaya. Shedaya tinti yesi ukruma. Cranes are omo mountain inano. It requires technical skills and the expertise. Now, what the years are money now? Into offer the petroleum industry, no, menkano, a gold mine, a baby, a tiapa, scout. Now, mum, so wouldn't I can't dear and then nippo more, mining more sun in Indiano. Don't bet me, yes, Jumana. At the end of the day, say, yes, subcontracted that partner can put at the mouth of mine because of the legal regime now. You have to fall back on people who have that expertise. There's how for when your own forces were. What happens? It goes back again. And the Sikani Panabeji no or something they go outside. Oh, and at the end of the day, won't say you will stuck in a cyclical downward spiral. Say about Mekano. No, at one point. And over the skill development in there, I think that there should be a deliberate national policy to train people the more. I am not saying that we don't have this expertise. We have. So we'll call places like electricals, automobile, even Hokrampuno, they are still lacking because they didn't build the cars of Kuma. Burkina Faso are building their own first electric cars. And there was this guy in, how do you call it? Uganda. I want to also build the Uganda electric cars. He's making the waves. You get it? The skills in there, especially given the current generation and the exposure they have to the volume of information around. Indeed, you focus on na government no kind of deliberate policy intervention. We will be able to develop such skills. And also, back Boama, you reduce unemployment because when you training one skills person, you have invariably provided 10 jobs. You get it? Because Nipano, it could be a carpentry shopper. Or maybe a sawmill, chain. Now, what can you other man? Also, there will be different set of skills that will be here. And to so ye a kunya bako krano, nipa best 5 or 7 or 10. In the bay kunya bako juma. Playing various roles. I be ma kunya na yemu on. And also be tima buama dependence on foreign import and the over reliance on external technology and expertise also ever form because they per se tumpone ko enim asomanya. Then we have to do that.
Okay.
And in the Kwame Nkrumah time, there were a lot of there were deliberate policies to upgrade our human resource level. But unfortunately, your focus on humanities no more over the years than the technical and skill side. Okay. And also na AD, So I think it's a
right direction.
Skill development.
So, okay, skill training. Na waba medium. What do you say? Me nipa bia, yes, teacher ni nejuma efatano. Nurse ni ejuma fatano. Obi ejuma fatano. But me ejuma me kondo pasa me ejuma.
That's true.
What you say?
No pressure.
Because one, so me ejuma me no, you can practice it anywhere you are. Baby onambia obetima ejuma. And the joy of doing it no crack no. Aya dia eno ntimi mpese me firi ho. What you say? Oma me nom ko school bebre wo ha. Oma yeso mbe daveti akoya de foforo. And you could see say baby ko fire no. I'm wow him. Yemu binum nya kwanya eko that old junior secondary school no be. That time said the whole country name said na 4 and I know na 7 and na ha. Me ko brikum demonstration. Now that time technical drawing, technical skills, vocational skills. Yet me chair was even ube school no kura na otimi yakunya.
Basic no maybe.
Now you try how to lay blocks. Even said the year down plan kura no technical drawing. Na otimi nya hunim de. And so nyame amwa na so wie school kura so wan obi ama na amwa wa. Otimi hu baako mienu bi a obetimi de hwetwa ho kakra. Na ADAKABRI nsa na adwuma yade bi a wunya na waye. So ma bia betimi atumpo have been saying it's a Ghana betimi because so ohwe the number of universities are wo omanyimu and tertiary institutions are wo omanyimu. And the number of graduates are more producing every year. Now because the government sector do do say na betimi afa. And say the enya ko the private sector. Which means I say yetimi ema yemmaburu bebre no ekondo nsano adwuma. ADAKABRI ne ene man bebre ho abapa o. na so ya na ye to da bia yesu ba so ka ho mi nua ka sai o se omo a eye pop oh my mun bebre ya hoho na eye no kre enche hu se the fashion industry no na nkrofo emra the introduction of a Friday wear in African wears by na ma ye fashion industry ndi ko na nimpa new trend biaba ene nkrofo prefer say omo beto already made ya akrefri amanone dan say be to de ye be man tailor ni wo hapam because as tailor ni no that when ya bre say all the cough parties that no be disappointed obe do ho be ka say ni mame yare nti wantimi ampam amma nti people are shifting say omo be pam wo ha no to say omo be to the already made from outside nti ye besre so ye mabru no se ye pese Ghana party mi fa ntoma pefra adakabere ani ma bebre wo ha ye betimi aye o as an artist ye timi sisa sabi anua empoano anua kura no de ye artifact e wo bi to de kobone dem. These are all about skill training. Na ade ba ko aya na ye me ye kakra ne say emra bi atwam no adakabere ye hu se ensu a ye chichiri baaye panyin de panyin almost afie bia mu shift koton panyin de panyin ye gusu ya na phone boot so baaye adwuma no bia kondo so beye ekoye phone boot. It's like you need direction bia from the boy e de ekobenkum na ekobenkum e de ekonifa na ekonifa nti at the end of the day yentimi develop one skill e man ntran ye ho nche yentimi nkasa Ghana maburu nyina fa omani nko kire the oil industry yentimi nkasa but there are other industries so a say yekum a na ye de ye ho nyina to so ebetimi aboa ye am ye ne yie nti no yenua be ma no wa kire ba bia wiase ka connect technology and agi wiase nyina afa yes ayampa but we should also make sure say ye betimi abombonde ama the TVET course na ye di ewura ye education mu no ye betimi ahye mu kina so wo kohwe enkwara maba we asebo 54 guests ya any man fi guests and monyam mkoje de ma Ghana na ade bia wo se timi hye mu kina ni timi enyase bia akora ne kokodi sa ayi ni keke na asa no ye wo Ghana anje oni before enkwara bebre wo ha sa akora ne transnational hwe de otimi ede ne nsa ya wo se sa akora we so wonya emwa na so nya direction kakra bia ebeboa ne so ye yare ni nyina akwa sa jisoko school adakabere ye yare nyina ye sa jisoko school sa wan ko school a emfa ho no talent ye emfa nya adwuma but no bia na so ko school ansa na wotimi aye professional obu o wa ne nsa de nwono ade eno keke me papa Mr. Father when you baby called the late George Anane o say mra ofrase say obeye sculpture no okoti clay e de bedru fie na ne mama di abadi nachi ne pam na frifie but one give it up or yes to the sense before so baby wu no oji the sculpture of the year award ansa no wu Ghana eji international awards be brave because he was among the first Ghanaian no timidi a rock abotan a carved statue. What you say? Skill training. Say no keke krompo na wode ye adwuma.
No, be aso ntimi nyim training sem.
And you can practice it anywhere. Anywhere. Now saying, oh, social media. Tell what kura no enkrofo e de ye adwuma sese. Tell what omo koto dom de ahoma bi afafa honom de wivu e da ho hu se tell what. These are all skill. And so say my mabru no. Aya na masefi me ma reho say. Sa ban ebie kwantu ho say be fa nipa wo police ne immigration ne military. Na okohwe the number of youth asalai. Eko pe military mu kwanya obi say no nko ani adwuma wo ya be yi ana. And say say picture no. And see timi obi hu say ka keke kwa na utimi ya ubetimi aye and the man timi be dia practicing ebinu so person yo muka o ebinu person yo muka na me hwe ba ku bi of Facebook me hwe ba ku bi abrante bi on yeso on kura secondary school a wa ye afidi a asa boat a yedina musoso yiwura.
Yeah, I also saw that one too.
What you say?
And only say I mean no I fear could be senior high school Asante region. A girls school.
Yeah.
Who's a girls near aircraft money too.
Yes. What do you say? And to say STEM education no. I was say abaya obayi ehemukina. Na ema yem mabru no kondo. Na yenyai adwuma da bia ye abaya adwuma nkwa na epese nyina de ye hoto so. Abrante bi ba me office na me ne di nkomo. Adwuma o ye no eni sika onya firi mu no. Afraid your pese o jai na kwa ya abaya adwuma. Na bi say why? Adwuma na wo ye no. Ye year calculation no. Now here the certificate kita na nya de obaji 2000 a month. What you say? Nanso adwuma na wo ye no. A man more than 4,000 a month. On pair no. On pair no. It's ADAKABRI. Yes, good training in there. So we catch was a yen free more. But that we are not needing come. Also, there are so many things that Ghana have pay for you to cry about common on Quarane.
Okay, final comment.
On their craft keke. What does it best say? We should have policies. Be a bit me my Bruno, Ecuador, this kind of skill training. No, now you're shifty on my attention, emphasis a year per white collar jobs, and as a military, immigration, fire service, salad, there are so many things that we can do to help the country. ADAKABRI is a good thing.
Okay.
Now, you best say, Interson Kwanante, na Canadian so here so no, Yanfanka ho. Now we should be proud of it. What do I say? We should be proud of a near my betimi aye no Ghana. Say be say Ghana ni yempaboa. Now the control China ni mpaboa ho a. Ohun difference no. But Ghana de no, say ye ni ko ho ne ye ni yia. We should be proud of it. Okohwe mpaboa ni bia nkrofo ya ADAKABRI nya izo. Abrante bia minim no. Antuma bi obe pam na tade bia on mpaboa no ankasa aye. Kambu pa na what I no nam krum. Is it not nice? It's your skills be we need to help people. They say the petroleum hub. So I was part of the people who organized the youth for Honorable Patrick Buama. And they were able to let the youth know what it's all about. This kind of skill I'll bet me at the about that food. So I'm only praying and helping because ADAKABRI, you want MPs be brave or what? Almost taking a lot of initiatives. Me near Penny Patrick Yaboma, Ghana Telecom University. You did 350 youth. Ebe more training. Ebi no kwasuya website designing. Any photo editing, any video editing in Yama. We are expecting them. Just imagine 350 youth within one constituency. Okay. Skill way look at it impact I bet within that constituency. No. Into your best the Mabruzu that opportunity that some question be so. Fanya Juma. Na yema Emma and Crofoso Ekondo says skill training bet me abuaye. Anti mechia medasini akwanya de man na mechia Kankwe Central.
Right.
Phone nyina Nyankopon onchiru bibia wotie.
Right. Final comment Amaliba.
Me final comment ni say ye kan peni se ka funu ne kama dampan ade ba ko so ye tiase ne say men kanu education and man translating into character modeling and a transformation accompanied with practical skills. It has no value to the individual. IT combine both the brain and the hand. Do you get it? Because wasa debia a drain be dwene ho bia no ensa na betumi ade aye na wo hwe be bia wiase no so etwe no ho kona it is tilting towards everything technical and skills, so skills and handiwork.
I say utie onase scobia
yeah
a prescription and the man no, can we really stick to that prescription?
Over we have to, if only we want to catch up in the community of nations that is developing rapidly within this century and the next years or the centuries to come, then we have no option than to also put in place a new and to me, and yet because model don't call for creative or that. It's a matter of yes, also be copy and near the local content account. Then we move on because set of skills in one environment might not be applicable in another environment, given demographic locations, geographical locations, and all of that. So I think that we have a task at hand that must be fulfilled because when NIPA, one thing makes you a complete human being. Ejuma. Ejuma. If you offer ADAKABRI nim how obesi atena konso achi achinchim fidie fuma no akasa gun from am no bitia na ni agye ne ho a obisu ntumi ye na mom konso do so do offer ADAKABRI tools be jira so won ya oni be bia wo bie no wa fix or so ni pa so ba obetimi fix ni nyina depends on the different set of skills are there. Also whilst we are looking at the humanities line that side no so right. And I think that this government will do a lot in that line, given the CODES program and the National Apprenticeship Program. We shall address
right.
And why there were a lot of skill training.
Yampa, I said, Fama Haruna Kingsley Amaliba of the National Democratic Congress. Yampa said, I'm a Patrick Uku of the New Patriotic Party. Omoji Brenomba. From ADAKABRI Mahmudu. I remember teaching me the minimum of chairman. Opaniko Judamia de Missi Abontin. I am a Jerry near Quifree in a service a tertiary. Now I abruptly my bankroll and a technical production international. Sabri, we are sorry. Yes, sir, no. I Ulako Michael, on the Apnam way, DJ foreign at Tatro, and Omodi Kofi.